I've been experimenting with a lot of different prompts over the last couple of months of testing and using this technology as it came out. And a lot of different types of prompts work, but I wanted to create one ultimate prompt, the ultimate prompt formula that you can very easily copy and paste and use it for yourself. So this ultimate prompt formula is for nonfiction writing. So something specific if you want to do Instagram description or YouTube video or podcast script or an ebook, that this is what it's for. We're going to use it in this kind of practical way. And I have the formula, and I wanted to create the formula that you can simply copy paste in the simplest, easiest way, fill in the blank, and then use it for yourself. So I'm going to show it to you. I have it saved over here. I'm going to copy paste it into the prompt field. So as you can see, there are these brackets, and inside the brackets, you can simply fill in these parts. So you can do kind of a fill in blank example. So every time you see a bracket, this is where you fill in whatever you are trying to accomplish. So I'm going to show you and go through this. So it starts out with pretend that you are the best profession. So for example, author, book editor. So we're going to delete the rest and we'll keep the example in this entire prompt. Pretend that you're the best author and book editor in the world. You're going to help me with, and the task is, you're going to help me with writing an outline for a book about the history of racing. The audience is, and you write the audience is men in Spain, aged 30 to 35, who are fans of F1 racing. And the goal of this task is to, I'll delete this, use this ebook as a lead magnet and upsell a physical print of a more comprehensive book with beautiful images. So that's the goal. And then use in the tone of voice. So we are going to use, I want to use a funny language and friendly. I think funny and friendly are good. These are some of the examples that we don't need. So use funny and friendly tone of voice. The response should be, and here we put the length and the format. So 3 paragraphs, 10 bullet points, full article. The response should be a full outline of an ebook. So this is the best master formula, or the ultimate prompt formula, that from my experience generates the best responses. Of course, the quality of your input and what you put in the brackets really affects the outcome. And I've tried a lot of different ones, but every time you want to write a new prompt and you have to write everything from scratch, it could actually be time consuming. And so this, you can simply copy paste and use it. I'm going to go ahead, click enter, and we're going to generate this response. And we'll get an outline for an ebook that we can publish, use as a lead magnet. And here we go. Ebook about history of racing for men in Spain. Okay, so it summarized what we're asking for. Clear. And welcome to the world of racing. We got the chapters and the sub-chapters, golden race, modern era, future of racing, and conclusion. So it is giving us the tone of book will be funny, friendly, and informative. The author's humor to make book more engaging. So this is the tone that I ask for, and it's explaining it back to me, which is good. It's good. I understand. There's some bonus content. And the book would end with the call to action. That's perfect. So this is how you can use the ultimate prompt formula. By the way, I do have actually an entire course on how I wrote and published a book on Amazon in one day. So you can check out the course on Udemy. But it's basically this process I followed of putting in a good prompt, getting the outline, and then writing chapter by chapter, and the rest is pretty simple, to be honest. Again, we have other drafts that we could check out if you wanted to. So here's a draft number 2 that's just a little different. So here it says, introduce the topic of racing and why it's so popular in Spain. And this one was the world of racing, the ebook. So it's just a different take on what it is. And outline 3 it looks like a combination of the first two of sorts. And so this draft actually doesn't give us all of the introduction and doesn't give us all the other points afterwards. It's just the content that we ask for. And in draft number 2, it does explain the tone of voice and call to action as well. So there's different ways that you can play around with it, and we can regenerate the response as well if you wanted to. But this is the master prompt, the ultimate prompt formula that you can use, copy paste, and then get any task that you want to do, and you have to think about what are all the variables and the fundamentals of prompt that I need to have a good prompt. So I hope this helps you and it works out for you. Bard, to help you complete things and ideas that you already started working on but maybe haven't finished. And so over here I have a copy of an article, and the article is unfinished. It's about how AI is improving well-being for employees. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to write our prompt. This is an article about how AI is improving well-being of employees and overall job satisfaction. AI tools, not AI itself. How AI tools. So we're talking about like AI mental health tools are improving. The article is not finished. Write a conclusion with 3 paragraphs. And I'm going to go ahead and paste the entire article. Hit enter, and it is going to generate a response for us. And here we go. Conclusion for the article. So in conclusion, AI and mental health tools are promising new ways to improve the well-being of employees, overall job satisfaction, new technology, blah, blah. Companies are improving it. It didn't mention any of the specific tools or people or companies, which I wish it would have, but that is okay. Some additional thoughts. Okay, let's do another draft. And so this draft is, the conclusion is a little bigger. It's a bit more text. There's a call to action this time, which is nice. And then we have a conclusion like this. And it nicely breaks it down into chatbots, AI back tools, AI mental health tools. So you can use Bard to complete a task for you that you haven't completed yet. And this is great for anything that you started and haven't been able to finish just yet. A way to use Bard is summarization. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the article that I earlier copied. I'm going to copy the link this time, and we'll ask it to summarize. Summarize this article in 10 bullet points. Very simple. And I will also include the title of the article. Title, bam. This is one of the best ways for me to use Bard. And this is one of the ways where Bard, I feel like, is better than ChatGPT, where it can synthesize information from the internet better than ChatGPT. ChatGPT is more creative and better for some of the functional kind of stuff. But here's a summary. Mental health is a chronic problem in the workplace. Half of workers experiencing anxiety symptoms and over half of workers having depression symptoms. AI-backed tools can help employees manage everyday stressors and get mental health diagnosed. That's great. And so it's again, it didn't, it did mention the company. So there's a company called Kintsugi, which is using diagnostic tools. Okay, so it is doing a great summary. Again, we could look at the other drafts that are a little bit different, but overall, this is a very simple task. And it's not just summarization, but also you can get Bard to explain it to you in different ways. Summarize this article, but make it simpler. Explain it to me like I'm 5. So it's not just a summarization, but if you take, for example, a scientific article and maybe you don't understand everything, then you can kind of simplify it for yourself. So a lot of people in the workplace feel stressed, have mental health problems. There are new tools that use AI to help people with this. So this is one way to summarize. And again, you can use different tonalities or all these different setups for your prompt, but you can summarize and make it very complicated, sound fancy and sophisticated. So we went it simpler, and now we're asking it for it to be more difficult. As you can see, it's using less common words and it just makes everything more complicated. So I guess you wouldn't normally use this kind of a prompt, but I'm just trying to demonstrate that you can have all kinds of fun, and you can not only summarize, but then get it to reiterate or restate the article, whatever you're summarizing, in different ways that are ideal for the way you want to communicate. One of my favorite things is to summarize not only articles and that kind of stuff, but also one example I'll show you what I've been doing is, let's go to Amazon.com, and here I have a product pull-up bar that I am looking at right now. And one of the good ways to use the summarize option or feature of Bard is to look at the reviews of a product. Maybe you want to build a better product or something similar, and you want to find out what are people complaining about? What are the themes? What can you improve in this product and to sell it on Amazon? And so what we're going to do is select the 2-star reviews, because 2-star tend to be more honest than 1-star, or kind of give us a better perspective on what doesn't work. 1-star people tend to be really angry and they tend to hate what they have. But let's take 2-star for example. I'm going to copy all of this text and I'll say to Bart, these are product reviews on Amazon. Find themes that people complain about so that we can make a better product. I'm going to paste all of this text. It's not a lot of text. We could do, you could copy paste and you can continue copying more pages, but this is just a sample. And here we go. So the main complaints are missing incomplete parts, poor quality, and generic design and lack of warranty. So this is a great idea. If you wanted to do a new product, you know exactly what you need to work on. And of course, if you're actually building a product, you do a more comprehensive research, look at all of the reviews and do a lot more. But this is how you can use the summarize feature. It's not a really feature, but one of the elements of Bard is to be able to summarize information into more easily digestible parts. And what's great about Bard is that it even gives us specific suggestions how to improve the product. So include all the parts, obviously, high quality product, innovative design, offer a warranty. And so you can use Bard to help you build your next Amazon empire. Is brainstorming. And I think this is where really the superpower of these models lies. It's not for them to do work for you necessarily, but it's to help you expand your thinking, help you expand the way you process information and giving you ideas and perspectives. And so we're going to brainstorm. We are going to brainstorm. Help me brainstorm different business ideas I can do online. You will be my coach and I will be your partner in the physical space. I'll do everything you tell me to do. Our goal is to make $100 in the next 7 days. Let's start with brainstorming ideas. So you can get Bard to brainstorm whatever is it that you want to do. And so we'll start off with some ideas: freelance writing, virtual assistant, e-commerce, and then some additional brainstorming tips. Think about your skills, do some research, think about the problem that people are facing, all of that. Okay, so let's pick one of these and continue the brainstorm. Which one we'll do? Okay, online tutoring. Like online tutoring. I speak Portuguese and English. Help me brainstorm creative ways that don't take a lot of time to accomplish our goal of making $100. And Bart is generating a response. And here we have now different options for the best way to make the money. So one-on-one tutoring, create online courses, start a blog, offer group tutoring in a niche market. I like the niche market tutoring options. Give me 10 ideas on how best to execute this. And so you can go back and forth with Bard, and you can match your skills, and you can use it in this way to brainstorm and figure out what is the best way for you. And so identify your audience, do your research, create a strong online presence, offer free consultations, on and on. So you get the point. You can go back and forth and brainstorm whatever it is, if it's a marketing campaign or a business or anything really in your life. You could also try brainstorming personal suggestions, how, if you want to build more muscle and lose some fat, and you can explain how you live right now, and it will offer a solution for you. So you can brainstorm different suggestions. For example, I'd say, I want to build muscle and lose some fat. I only have 20 minutes of time in the morning between 10 and 10:20. I don't have gym access or exercise clothes. What can I do? And so this is a bit of an unconventional if you don't even have exercise clothes, but if you just need to take a step forward in the right direction, this might be a way to do it. And so now Bard is giving us exercises you can do in 20 minutes without any equipment. Squats, push-ups, planks, blah, blah. It gives us the sources. And actually related search topics. So 20-minute workout for fat loss. I can click on that and it opens Google and it gives me a lot of other articles. So this is one way to brainstorm different ideas for whatever purposes you might have. Bard to rewrite some content for different purpose or different audience. So over here, I have an article, just the first article I found on Medium. It's about looking better in your 40s, hopefully feeling better in your 40s. I'm going to copy this article and we're going to paste it over here. And the prompt I'll write, this is an article about how to look and feel healthier in your 40s. I'll say rewrite the article and make it for people in their 30s. So you can get Bard to take any piece of content and then rewrite it, whether it's for a different audience or for a different purpose or for whatever it is. So how to look good and healthy in your 30s. Here you go. And it's not a full comprehensive article. This is just kind of the highlight, but what you would do, you can take each of these points and you can elaborate and really go in. I don't feel that this necessarily actually takes the core ingredients of what was in the other article. It kind of just wrote suggestions based on what it knew. And here's the source and tips on how to stay fit. And the other articles are very similar in terms of the setup. But that's what you can do. You can ask Bard to rewrite something for the audience or for the way that you want to communicate. And it's a good starting point for getting content out there. And you can use content that you like as an inspiration and put it in as a source. A fun one, and maybe an unexpected way to use Bard, is to ask it to write code. This is very powerful and will be interesting to see in the future where engineering jobs go. But Bard has the ability to write very simple, very basic code. So I'm going to say, write a sample HTML code for a breathwork website. Again, we didn't give it any other prompt information. We didn't specify, we did nothing. So this is going to make up a bunch of stuff, but I want to showcase that. Here you go. We get the code for a breathwork app. Very simple, breathwork website. And he talks about the different menus and everything that we need. And a basic example, customize it, yes. And of course, we do have different drafts. So it looks like it's just changing some of the copy in there. No huge changes, but this is what you can do. We do have a code project in the later section, so you can check that out, where we'll actually do a full step-by-step. We'll get Bard to guide us on how to make a website from scratch. So if you don't code at all in the project, we're going to be able to create a website and we'll do everything around it from scratch, and we'll be using the code that Bard is giving us. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you're excited to dive into some real life projects.